Hello Kids Box 5. Okay, we have another lesson online. Okay, what did we look at last time? We looked at the senses. Can you remember the 5 senses? So what we see, it's sight. What we hear, sense of smell, the sense of taste, and the sense of touch. Okay, so we looked at those 5 senses last time. Okay, we're on Pupils Book page 55. Pupils Book page 55. Okay, and if you look carefully, we can see a picture, okay? So just have a look at that picture. We're going to use our sense of hearing, okay? So we're going to listen. We're going to listen to the tape script and we're going to answer the question, what does it sound like? So when we answer the question, we're going to say, it sounds like. So every time you hear the tape script, there's going to be a pause and then you can say, it sounds like ah, it sounds like ah, and it will be something in the picture. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get our listening skills ready. Let's listen and we'll listen to the tape script.
1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7.
Pass it to me. There you go. Shoot. Come on. Pass it now. Okay.
8.
'Well done, good listening. The first one is, it sounds like a car. That's in the example. The second one, it sounds like a cat. Good. The third one, it sounds like a train. The fourth one, it sounds like a lion. Can you see the lion in the picture? It's the door knocker, okay? So it's the picture of the lion on the door, okay? It sounds like someone's playing tennis. So listen to the bat sound. Okay, it sounds like a door that's creaking, a creaking door. Okay, it sounds like someone playing basketball. Okay, and the last one, number 8, it sounds like rain. Okay, so good listening. I hope you got the same answers. Okay, let's have a look at the next activity. Okay, it says play the game. So this one is a game. This time it's what does it sound like? Okay, so what you've got to do is think of 5 things which make different sounds. Okay, so it says write the words on 5 small pieces of paper. Give your pieces of paper to your teacher, or what we could do is you could play it at home. Play the game. Okay, so what you could do is just play the game with your parents. Okay, and you can just practice in English with your parents. You can say, you can write something like, you could even write something like elephant, and then you could make a sound of an elephant like or something like that, and they could guess what does it sound like. It sounds like an elephant. So you could stamp your feet. So it's a tricky game. They're not always easy clues. It depends on what you're choosing. You could choose difficult things to act, or you could choose easy things. So if it was a cat, like meow, so people know straight away that is a cat. Okay, but the elephant one is a little bit more difficult, isn't it? So you can choose 5 things. You could choose a couple of easy ones, a couple of difficult ones. It's up to you. Okay, so we can stop the video now, and you can practice saying what does it sound like. Okay, well, we've had practice. So we've had practice of hearing, practice of listening. So now what we're going to look at is the next task. What does it look like? So as you can see, we've got pictures. Okay, they're numbered 1 to 8. And just look at the pictures and say what you think the picture looks like. Okay, so what do you think number 1 looks like? Okay, and then you can say, I think it looks like a cat's nose. Okay, so what do you think number 2 looks like? So you can ask the questions and you can answer the questions to yourself, okay, because it's just practicing the questions and the answers. Okay, so I'm going to give you a moment to just go through all those pictures, say what they look like, and then we'll go through the answers. So, with the pictures here, number 1, what do you think number 1 looks like? I think it looks like a cat's nose. Number 2, what do you think number 2 looks like? I think it looks like a flower, okay, some kind of daffodil, a flower. Okay, number 3, what do you think number 3 looks like? I think it looks like a brush. Okay, number 4, what do you think number 4 looks like? I think it looks like a keyboard. Okay, a keyboard for a computer. Okay, number 5. What do you think number 5 looks like? I think it looks like an umbrella. Number 6. What do you think number 6 looks like? I think it looks like a bike. No, I think it looks like a telescope. Okay, number 7. If you look really carefully, what does number 7 look like? I think it looks like a clock. Okay, and the last one, number 8, you could actually say I think it looks like a watch as well as a clock. Okay, and for number 8, what does number 8 look like? I think it looks like a mobile phone. Okay, so there are the answers. Okay, task number 7 at the bottom of the page. What does number 1 feel like? Okay, so first of all, you could look at the pictures and you could say what you think it feels like. Okay, so I think it feels soft. So you could look at the pictures and say what you think it feels like. Okay, another thing you could do is in your notebooks, okay, you could choose something. But don't tell me what the object is, and you could describe it. You could say it feels soft, it feels small, it makes a quiet sound. And then I could think, maybe that's a mouse. Okay, because a mouse is soft, small, and it makes a quiet sound. Squeak, squeak, squeak. So something like that. You could choose whatever you want to talk about, okay? So you could say, it's big, it's big, it's heavy, it's strong, it feels rough, it doesn't feel smooth, it feels rough. Okay, and we can say maybe it feels like an elephant or something. Okay, so you could look at objects around your house and describe them. Talk about how they feel. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? If it's food, what does it taste like? And what does it feel like? Okay, so you can just practice talking about the senses. Okay, so just have a few moments practice. Okay, now we're on activity book, page 55. Okay, so we've got 5 pictures. Okay, we've got one example and then we've got 5 other pictures. Okay, so we're just saying how they look. How do they look? Okay, so number 1, it says, she looks hot. Number 2, it's more than one person. It's 2 people and an object. So think about what word you're going to use to describe the picture. Number 3, look at is it a man or a woman, and use the correct word. Okay, so every time we're saying he, she, they look. Okay, so, and then finish off the adjective at the end. Okay, so that's the first task. Okay, for the next task, look at the pictures. Okay, we've got a tiger that's to the left. Okay, next to the tiger is a lime. Under the lime is an apple. Next to the lime is a bean. Look at the shape of the bean. It's a bean in a pod. Okay, a bean. Look below the bean. It's a lemon. Next to the lemon is a pear. Next to the pear is a teapot and a cup of tea. Next to the cup of tea is a lion. Next to the lion is a... Do you know that word? Do you know that vegetable? It's a pea. P-E-A, a pea. Okay, again, it's in a pod like the bean, but look at the difference in their shape. Okay, the pea is round, the bean is crescent shape, almost like a C. Okay, next to the pea is a cup of coffee. Okay, and then next to the coffee is a burger, and underneath it there are sausages. So what you've got to do is read the sentences and say what object it is. Okay, so we've got the first sentence. It looks like an apple, but it isn't round. It's green and yellow. What is it? It's a pear. Okay, so read the sentences carefully and write the word at the end. Okay? The last task is a census quiz. Okay, so we need to read and answer. Okay, which part of the body do we use to taste? It's our tongue. So we can write our every time. Okay, so finish off the next 7 questions and write the answers in. Okay, again, take a picture of activity book page 55 and send it into the English Institute and I will mark your work. Okay, well that's enough for today. Well done and see you again.